Greetings, YouTube. This is Fragments of Memory once again, and I'm responding to a Jesus swoop. He just showed a video about two black women fighting over a no good thug, as I think the title was. Well, anyway, I found it interesting that as these women are fighting, they're falling out their clothes, they're showing their undergarments. A woman's dress rips and her breasts are all over the place, and she's just attacking this woman. They're just going at it like two wild animals, and I'm just sitting here wondering, why not go after the guy that did the dirt? Why are you going after the other woman? The other woman didn't come in and stealthily steal your man. Generally speaking, when a man is unfaithful, from what I've heard about in television, he usually didn't tell his woman. He usually kept his secret, and then she finds out one day on, look at the talk shows like Jerry Springer and Maury Povich and you name it, it's out there. In fact, New Year's Eve, I believe, I was out with some friends, and right on the street, on the curb of a street corner, this man was caught in the act of cheating. And the two women confronted him. And of course, one woman is saying, "Hey, did he tell you that we've been kicking it for 2 years together?" And the other woman said, "Did he tell you, well, we're engaged to be married?" And then all of that just started coming out, and the guy is trapped and looking stupid, and I'm off in the cut, kind of just observing everything. And here it was, something that was usually you see on a television program like Cheaters or Maury Povich or Jerry Springer, and here it is. This is happening right in front of me, like just a few feet away from me. So I thought it was interesting that this man had no decency, and these were some attractive looking women he was rolling with. And this man has no decency to say, "Hey, look, I want to play around," or "Hey, look, I don't want to lock myself down into this thing. Let me go and do whatever I got to do." And but instead, he wanted to keep that lie going. He wanted to hold on to these women. And for me, I look at stuff like that and I say, women don't want a decent man. They say they do. They preach about wanting a decent man, but they seem to pick the gentleman that does wrong. And clearly, this and clearly this guy is not good for you, but those same women that say they want a decent man go back to it. So from where I sit as an observer, this looks like you're full of it, like you're just running your mouth just to hear yourself talk. So JesusSwoope, I do appreciate this video just on the grounds that this kind of stuff happens every day. And what women forget in regards to sex, and I've heard this said from people that were non-Christian, Christian, that when you have sex with someone, you create a bond with them, whether on a chemical level or on a spiritual level, you are creating a bond with that person. So now, in essence, that person becomes a part of you. So when that person becomes a part of you, now that you wonder why that woman is pining away for that guy that treated her like garbage, because they have a spiritual bond together, and his DNA, his essence is a little bit of his essence is with her. So she's like, "This is mine. He's mine." Even if that connection is made. So we have to be careful. And a lot of times people aren't wearing protection. People are just having sex indiscriminately, unprotected. No condom, no dental dams, no pill, no nothing. Just having sex. And now we have people that are chemically bonding. Let's say you avoid a pregnancy. Let's say, woo, you dodged the bullet of pregnancy, or woo, you dodged the bullet of disease. Great. But you still have that thing of, what if my emotions got involved? Because that is a very emotional thing. Because in sexuality, you are being vulnerable with someone. You are letting down your defenses and your guard, and you're letting that person in. I think this lady on YouTube who is hilarious, light-skinned woman named Alexis K. Tyler, she talks a little bit about that. She even mentioned that this man had quote unquote penis power over a certain woman, and this man was having such passionate sex with this woman that in the middle of it, as she was experiencing the act of sex, she slaps him across the face or hits him upside his head. And it was just the fact that as she was having sex with this man, she had this thought of him giving away his penis to some other woman, and this angered her in the middle of her enjoyment, and she hit him. And now, though the story was kind of weird and funny, and Alexis K. Tyler said it in her strange way, she did touch on the truth that you are making a chemical bond with a person. You are bonding with that person. And people are just out here just making all type of connections and bonds that they shouldn't be trying to make. So I think this is a classic example of someone made a connection with this man who probably was worthless anyway. And now she's paranoid that he's giving it away to someone else. So now she thinks, I found the girl that's with someone else. So she's fighting and falling out of her shirt, and her backside is being exposed, and you know, she's biting the other girl and making the other girl bleed because she's fighting her because she believes she's taking away her love and taking away that. So I'm no longer as sympathetic to a woman's plight as I used to be, because sometimes I think, like I say like I said in an earlier video, that I think women volunteer. Many women volunteer, and many try to portray themselves as victims when really they were volunteers. They signed up and said, I'm down. So, wow, that's just heavy. So the best thing to do is still be a decent man. Do not become a dog or a genital slinger just because that woman, you know, because you want to attract that sort of woman. Maybe it's just good that you didn't lay up with a bunch of different women. Maybe it's good that you actually go, hey, let me exercise some judgment and some caution and avoid those pitfalls and traps. Because that's serious business. Sex is not only a physical act, I think it's an emotional act, and to a certain extent, a spiritual act. So people need to really be careful with that. And we're more than the animals. We are not like a pig or a donkey or even a dog. We're human beings, and we got to realize we got a responsibility. And just like in Spider-Man, speaking of slinging things, he slings webs, and these cats are slinging other things. With great power comes great responsibility. Just remember that. So take care, YouTube, and JesusSwoope, thank you so much for this video, bringing truth to light. Take care and be well. Later.